This episode of the Seventh Valkyrie Podcast is brought to you entirely by fan support. To help keep the series ad-free, get early access and bonus features, browse gear and apparel, join the community, or watch the series come to life in living color, you can check out the links in the description. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Seventh Valkyrie Podcast. I'm your host, Colin Sharp, writer and creator of the Seventh Valkyrie, and how y'all doing? You doing okay? I hope you're doing okay. How are you doing, listener? I like to think that I'm talking to, sometimes when I'm having these podcasts, sometimes I am just talking to the scarf that's hanging in front of my face. But other times I like to picture that I'm talking to people and we're having a conversation because presumably someone is listening to this and I am coming in through your eardrums. Ooh. Anyway, whoever I am, whoever's eardrums I'm playing right now with my voice, hope you're having a great day. I just like to check in with you guys every once in a while. That's not the topic of today. The title of this one is, I guess it's time for a car. I guess it was time for a car. I'm not sure what I put it. And I'll start by saying this. Like, when it comes to both economics and the environment, I do try to tread very, very lightly. Like, I go for lean, efficient forms of entertainment, like video games, where you get like 75 hours out of $60. That's a good spending of time. Or like going outside, where you can do or where you can buy a mountain bike and then all of a sudden you can ride for hundreds and hundreds of hours and thousands of miles, and you only had to buy a bike. Soccer, great example. Going to the gym membership, unlimited. It's like, cool. I can do this for hours and hours and hours, and I love it. Anything that I can get more bang for my buck. I don't have any big, real expensive hobbies except for my food and drink consumption. And I try to save money. And now there are exceptions to that. Like any worthwhile experiences. And really nice dinners, I'm always a sucker for. And anytime I can buy a gadget that will make my life much easier, or encourage if I can throw down some money that will help a friend, who might be having oh, I'm on a budget this month. If I can be boom, covered your dinner, let's party. That's the kind of stuff that I like doing, because it's hey, we just we keep things flowing. But I do try to in general be lightweight, both economically and environmentally. So I talked a little first about money. Now, it's I live in Costa Rica, because, and I do that more comfortably because the electric grid is almost fully sustainable. I think it's 99.8% sustainable. And they just cover little outages when there's not enough rain. I try not to buy too many things. I try to avoid consumable stuff with big packaging. I buy local whenever I can. I don't buy tons of clothes. I use stuff until it wears out. And for the first 5 years I've lived in Costa Rica, I have not owned a car. Instead, I started out walking, and then I brought my bike down from the U.S., which was a beater bike that I still managed to finish a triathlon. It amazes me to this day. I get out on it every once in a while now. And it's terrible. And I know that because I bought a really nice bike, carbon fiber, beautiful. I call her Valkyrie 2. And the other one's Valkyrie 0 because it's not even worth being Valkyrie 1. But, and I like starting with 0. Anyway, but Valkyrie 2 is carbon fiber, 29-inch rims. I mean, incredible gear differential. This is a beautiful bike. And so, Valkyrie 0 just pales in comparison because it was a $150 bike I got when I was 14. So that's kind of where I've been at. And then we kind of ran into a little bit of a kerfuffle where my partner got down here, and then my bike tire on Valkyrie 0, or my bike tire on Valkyrie 2 was broken, and we couldn't get it fixed. So it was all of a sudden we only had one bike here. And as it turns out, when you have a cat and it's rainy and not everyone wants to bike up a 500-foot hill at the end of the day, my apartment is on the top of a large hill. I don't know, I think it's probably about because it's 104 steps from the ocean up, 134 to get up to the actual apartment. Anyway, a lot of elevation gain to go from sea level up to the house. So we rented a car, and goddamn was it so nice. I never knew, especially for being around here so long. And that's mostly because I haven't had friends here, or I have had friends here who had cars for me, so I didn't need it. And I wasn't like totally stuck. And whenever they were doing stuff, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm Colin. Can I get a ride with you?" But having a car is so nice. I just wish someone had told me. So everyone has told me, but I just didn't listen to them because of my economic and environmental lightweightness. But like getting to leave an event the moment that you're ready to leave, and not a moment before. And like if you have people with you, you're just like, screw you, I'm leaving. I have the car. So much power over your own self and over other people, which isn't really the point. But you get to decide to show up like whenever you want. You get to decide the destination. You can offer to drive. Like, it's amazing. You can get groceries, and you can get more groceries than fit in your waterproof backpack that you put on your bike, on your back, and bike up a 500-foot hill. 500. I think 500 would more be like the hypotenuse. Like, you are biking for 500 feet while rising elevation. It's not 500 feet up. Anyway, again, but like, it's just like, I purchased actual furniture and home goods, and I didn't have to ask Maho to use her truck. Like, I felt like such a real grown-up having a vehicle. We can go to dinner and not show up wet or sweaty. We can go to dinner more than like a 5-minute car ride away. This is amazing. And so now, unfortunately, I am looking into buying a car. And with my residency coming up, like, maybe I finally be able to finance something nice. Like, I don't know. It's weird because it does make my little green thumb tingle just to be like a little bit contributing to like greenhouse gases. But at the same time, I also was talking to a friend of mine. And it's like, I'm not stupid, and I know that like the real culprits here are like giant tankers and coal plants and private jets that emit more carbon than every consumer car on the road in the planet. The role of individuals in the world becomes more complicated every day. Anyway, that's not really what we're talking about. But it's like, it's about time sometimes. Like, sometimes some places you just need a car. Like, living in London for a little while, living in New York, living in Copenhagen, no need for a car. Living here, kind of need it. So I guess that's the realities of it. And I don't know, as I think of my Seventh Valkyrie characters, what would they would think of this? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they would think. I know what Machine King would think, and I know what Cyrus would think, but I don't know what Val would think, or BC. Val would probably be more conscious as well, but he'd probably just be like, realistic. Who knows? Anyway, that was my thoughts. Just update on my life. As we might be time to get a car. Might be time to start moving. Might be time to start adulting. Who knows? I am an adult, but sometimes having a car makes you feel like a real I'm tough and capable and such. Anyway, have a good time, guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I love you all very much. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Seventh Valkyrie Podcast, which is brought to you entirely by fan support. To help keep the series ad-free, get early access and bonus features, browse gear and apparel, join the community, or watch the series come to life in living color, you can check out the links in the description.